I told you that it was either Ozzie or his mama Rosie. And if y'all haven't watched season 3, episode 8 yet of Reasonable Doubt, I'm gonna need you to keep scrolling and come right on back once you watch it. Well, anyway, it starts off, because I'm about to give y'all my whole review. It starts off showing that Rosie is doing anything to protect her son. Okay? Which is Ozzie. I really think that Ozzie is a sociopath. Okay? Let me just start there. He shows that in a lot of different outbursts. And I've been watching a lot of like true crime, serial, shows. I told y'all I watched the John Wayne Gacy show, Devil in Disguise. And one thing about people who snap or do like crazy things, it usually comes from a very traumatic childhood. Okay. And with Ozzie, he has been the number one breadwinner. He's been taken advantage of in so many ways, from being molested to his parents really dictating how he moves and sorts through life. Okay. He hasn't had the freedom of like most people where he can live a natural life. He has to go around like any other celebrity and kind of be on the fence with people or being around people that use him. So with that being said, he has a lot of, like Jax describes him as a child inside a grown person's body, which is true. So this is why I think he was the one who killed Wendy. I don't think that he meant to, but I think he snaps in and out of reality. Do that make sense? And they show him popping off quite a lot. Even with him and Ozzie and Wendy's argument, he was crazy. Do you know who I am? And then there was a scene in this episode where Cash Doll, like, I'm about to give y'all the tea about Ozzie's family, etc. He called her up, snapped again. Soon as he's used to snapping to get his way. But I think he knows what he's doing, but at the same time, he's like a child, okay? Well, this whole episode starts off revealing his mom by paying off somebody to beat the guy down to death, the other guy that was on My Cousin and Them show. And then they are trying to find a way to say that Ozzie, everyone's accusing Ozzie of doing this heinous crime, but not really like saying that the evidence is clear that he was there. They don't have that. So that is what Jax and Bill are trying to build their case around. Y'all might think that he did it, but he didn't, because y'all don't have A, B, C, D, E, F, G facts to prove it. Okay. So then Jax talks to Daniel, and she basically lets Daniel know, how could you let work get you in this, whirlwind with the client's sister? And I love Daniel because he takes accountability. I just love how he is really showing his investigation skills this season. So for him to say, Jax is really disappointed in me, and to the assistant, I was like cracking up. Okay. So he's trying to redeem himself and do some extra fishing on why they wanted to shut up the cast member that had dirt on Ozzie and the family. Why they may have caused his death or his beatdown, whatever. I don't remember them saying if he passed on or not, but either way. So he does some investigation work, because he's just like, and then the girl, the sister, he's just like, she's hiding something. So then it goes into the mom coming to Jackson. Jax is like starting to think like, you most likely had something to do with what happened to Wendy. Okay. So she questions her, and they're preparing her to be on the stand. Now it's time for, the parents to come on the stand, because they were managing him. And the mom kept saying, I'll do anything to protect my son. And this is why I think, or have been thinking, his mom did the whole thing. Like, I've been thinking she either did it or is in cahoots with it. She might have cleaned it up. I feel like Ozzie did the crime in shock, snapped, and then once he came out of it, she was there to pick him up and kind of dust his fingerprints and got him on out of there. Okay. So the mama gets on the stand. Well, first, it's the tape that's circulating. She brings about, and then Jacksonville go to Ozzie, and they find out that's why they was arguing, because the mom had revealed when Ozzie said, I don't want y'all to be my manager no more. My girlfriend's going to manage me. So the mama then revealed, well, she got a sex tape out there. So he's like, what? So they get into an argument, and that's kind of how Ozzie and Wendy went down this hill. And this is where I feel like the mom played and knew her son. She played, okay? So then they tell Ozzie, Jackson, and Bill, you got to watch the tape, because we need to know who this person is on the tape, because you are looking like suspect number one for sure if this tape gets out there, because this will be a reason why you would do such a heinous crime. So he watches it in full disgust. The first thing I thought was, I bet you that's his daddy. That was the first thing that I thought, okay? So the mom gets on the stand, and she reveals that her husband has been having an affair with Wendy, okay? Ozzie had no idea. And they basically went off of the watch that was in the video, okay? I was like, what in the world? So then the dad and the mom going at it. I didn't think they wasn't a unit until this was all revealed. So to me, I'm like, wow. So the dad's been cheating on her with another white lady named Vanessa. So Ozzie then, he needs a break. He's on house arrest. So he asks to go over Jack's house after, hearing such a big reveal. Like, I can't believe my dad. So he stays for dinner. Then Lewis told Eddie, like, I'm going to need you. So they revealed that Eddie has, because they show Eddie releasing his daughter from jail, his other daughter, which is Lori Harvey in real life. That's the person who's playing the daughter. Her name is, the character is Chelsea. But either way, so Lewis knew the whole time, and because he did the investigation. So he told Eddie before dinner was done, he said, you need to tell Jax the truth. So then the dad's like, hey, you got a sister. Her name's Chelsea. And she's like, what? Say what? And then she asked her mom, like, Mom, why didn't you? She said, that wasn't my business to tell. That's your daddy's business. So then Ozzie comes in the nick of time and kind of shuts the conversation all the way down, because he has now arrived. So he really enjoys the dinner or whatnot. And then he goes to the bathroom. He sees Mama lose medication, which is a heavy dosage of, after you have surgery. He takes it. Then right before he left, he gives it back to Jax. And Jax kind of feels like a sore spot in her heart for him. And he just told her, like, here, these are for you. And she was like, thank you for, I'm disappointed, but I'm grateful that you did not go and, take my mother's pills and trying to self-medicate through the pain yet again. So then later, Daniel and the sister is hanging out, and they both basically doing the same thing. They're using each other. So Daniel is trying to see what she is covering up, and Ozzie's sister is trying to see what have Daniel came up with that could potentially hurt my brother, and as far as him getting prosecuted, like, what has he found out about us? So they kind of doing the same thing. Daniel was going to break up with her, but she hurried up and was like, I love you. So then he's like, dang, well, maybe I could love you too. Not knowing she's using him just as he's using her for the case. He ended up getting a laptop from my cousin and them actor house. So he got some dirt on, like, just why is he such a part of y'all story to the point where y'all wanted to eliminate him. So then I want to talk about Bill and Sally. So Sally is going through a full divorce with her husband. He's trying to take the kids and move to South Carolina. And she's like, what? We about to go to court. And Bill kind of helped her understand the lingo as far as, like, being, because he's a lawyer, on what her husband and the divorce is entailing. So she's ready to duke it out, okay? Now back to Ozzie and his messy family. So the family is at home, and they figure out that the mom, Rosie, her testimony really helped Ozzie's case. And boy, did a bomb drop. Tell me why the mama used AI to change Vanessa's face to Wendy's face on the sex tape. Okay? So I'm thinking, so again, I know I told y'all Rosie and Ozzie are my number one suspect. I also think his sister has something to do with it too. Or at least she's feeling bad. I feel like her only motive would be, I can't believe my dad cheated on my mom. But the hatred that his mother, Rosie, feels for just, I can't believe my husband's cheating on me for a white woman, and then my son got the audacity to be with a white woman. She has motive on why she would do such a thing. And then he tried to cancel me out like my husband did me, and tell me I'm not going to be his manager no more. She got to go. And that's why I think Rosie did it, okay? Stay with me, though. So then Rosie calls Jax and say, I think my son did it. Because at the end of that conversation of their dinner, as Ozzie and his family, Ozzie asked her, did you killed Wendy? And she didn't answer. Oh, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Then she called Jax. Either she's tired of taking up for her son because she feels betrayed, or it's true Ozzie did it. And I think that the sister, Ozzie, and the mama are my number one suspects who took Wendy up out here. But that's my review. That's my thought. Who y'all think did it? I rate this episode a 10 out of 10. Why? Because Jax has a sister now. I want to see what the dynamic is going to be. Jax made it clear to Lewis, because Lewis came up and said, I'm sorry I had to keep that secret. But she was like, my only focus right now is this case and my mama getting better. I still don't know, but I think it was her mom. But I still don't know who Jax was like crying about when the season first opened up, episode 1. But this was a 10 out of 10. Who do y'all think killed Wendy? But this was 10 out of 10 again. Had a lot of droplets. It had a lot of stuff happening in the way AI work. Ain't that crazy? Well, anyway, see y'all next week talking about Reasonable Doubt.